All right, this is a quick video to show how to take customer data that might be in this format. In this case, it's tab delimited data. And it's one file, and it includes both location and asset information for all of, in this case, 55,700 some items. That's too big of a file to actually import through the browser window of AssetWorx. So we're going to do a simpler way of doing this with SQL Server Management Studio. And we begin by importing that file as a new table. So we'll right-click our database, go to Tasks, Import Flat File, right? And we'll just follow through this wizard, find the file first, which is on my desktop. And I'm going to give it a name of import data. Whoops, sorry. Hit next. That's what it looks like. I have to actually change and define a primary key here that's going to match this first integer number. I'm going to allow nulls on everything except for the location. And the reason for that is in AssetWorx, there has to be a location for each asset that I'm going to use. So then I'm also going to change the data type for these to match the data type that is used by AssetWorx in its asset and locations table. These first few are longer than 50 characters, so I'm just going to cut and paste those into their max values. Category can be saved at this varchar 50 size, and I'll just copy that through the rest of this entire thing. The site might be an integer in this file, but in reality in AssetWorx we're going to be treating it as a text field. Okay, I'll hit next. Next, and it should come back and insert the data, which it does. Now I can hit close, hit refresh, and under tables I should see import data right there. That is the table that I pulled in. That one table contains location data and asset data. And I'm going to use a couple scripts to separate it so that out of these 55,000 records, I can find the list of unique locations, which will be a little under 4,000, I think. And there's also data in here right now, right? So if I actually look at this and say select that, I'm going to have a bunch of data. And I don't want that, so I'm going to have to delete all of that. And fortunately, all of that is handled within the scripts that I'm using. So I'm going to come back here, and I will pause for just a minute while I go locate my scripts. Okay, so we again are dealing with trying to create a unique locations table from the imported table data. So I hit new query, and I have some very simple scripts. This first one does that for the locations. It'll go in and delete everything that's currently in the locations table, which is right there. Then I change the ID number to 0, import data, make some changes that allow me to use it with the barcode scans. And so I'm just going to copy that section. After I hit new query, paste it in here, hit execute. And it should then tell me that I found 3,957 rows. Okay, so now my locations table has been deleted. The index number has been changed to 1 as a starting point, and I've analyzed this imported data customer to identify my unique locations list. Great. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the asset table. Go in and delete it, pull in the number or the values from the imported customer data, and recreate the assets table. And hit execute. And there we are. Affected 55,718 rows. So now at this point, we've actually done everything we need to do. We've imported the data. It's now in AssetWorx, and I can open up a browser, and I can go out to the AssetWorx site. I'm trying to remember if it's, is it just that? There we go. put in admin demo as my defaults. And here is my locations table, and it's 3,960. And look at my locations, and it's 55,720. So that's as simple as it is. In about 5 minutes of time, we've imported the data.